Welcome back to the Business Coaching Podcast. How are you doing, Freedom Queen? I want to talk with you today about making it your goal to be expanded. You are only tapping into really 1% of your potential. You have available for you so much more than you think that you can. And what you're doing is you're letting other people around you determine your ceiling, when the reality is that your ceiling is so much higher than theirs. And so you think your ceiling is like $100,000 months, but your ceiling, I'll just go there, could be 100 million in a month. Like, real talk, 100%. So you got to make sure that you are being expanded by those you're surrounding yourself with. If you're not having conversations on a regular basis that aren't expanding you, I would really encourage you to look at how you're utilizing programs you're in, conversations you're having, who you're associating yourself with. Period. I would, right now, immediately. There are ways you can kind of hack the system. And one of the ways is by being around or creating an environment that reflects back to you who you want to be. You are who you surround yourself with, and it is a cheat code to success. And so that's what I want to talk with you about. Like, how do you actually do this? Like, how do you leverage these relationships? So one of the ways that I leverage this human phenomenon that's super easy to hack and control is by choosing mentors that expand me, but not just that, building a relationship with them. So for example, one of my mentors that I invested in actually both of my mentors I have a year contract with. I have one private mentor that I've worked with for a long time, and I actually just invested in another year with her, a full year of coaching. And then another one is a mastermind that I'm in, and I did a year in his mastermind. And one of the ways is not just investing, but leveraging the relationship and calibrating to their energy, or just taking on their mindset and how they're being. Simple way to put it. So for example, I am in Russell Brunson's mastermind. And Russell is somebody that when I first started my business, he really helped me, and he didn't even really realize it. I was living in a house on stilts in Panama. My Wi-Fi was going out constantly. Storms were blowing in. Robbie's in the basement fixing the generators, trying to turn them on. I'm trying to get on client calls. I'm trying to do all of the things. And I built a funnel, a really simple funnel, and it's very similar to what I have today. And I just started following the system, and that's when I started making more money. Like, I was already making money, but I knew that I wanted to be making more money. And so Russell at the time, he was what I would say on my Dream 100 list, which is connecting with people and building relationships with people that you know are going to help you get to where you want to be going. And so I remember putting Russell at the top of my list, and now Russell's going to be coming on the Business Coaching Podcast, and we're going to be doing an episode where I'm interviewing him. And so I don't just invest in things and then let it happen. I calibrate to that person's energy. So I was just at a mastermind in Mexico, his mastermind, and Russell was on stage talking about making $1 million in a day. I'm like, oh, I can do that. That's nothing. And the reason I say oh my God, that's so crazy is because there was a time in my life where the idea of making $1 million in a year was, oh my gosh, when I make $1 million in a year, I will have totally expanded everything. And now the idea of making $1 million in a year is not a lot to me. It's nothing. You're just getting started at your first million. You're just getting started. And when he said, oh yeah, $1 million in a day, it's like when I first did that, I was like, oh yeah, okay. I can absolutely do that. I can 100% make $1 million in a day. And that's only because I was around somebody that inspired me to be able to do that. He brought it closer to me. And so you got to get around people that are expanding to you. They're expanders to you. And like, for example, Russell's mastermind, I paid to be in there, obviously. I paid to be in there, didn't need to be in there, but I paid to be in there anyways to be in there. I've 20x'd my investment since investing in that mastermind. Some people sat in that room, said, I don't need it. And guess what? They're still at the same place that they were in September when I made the investment. I've made over $1 million since then. Whoa. Talk about collapsing timelines. And here's the thing. This is even crazier. I haven't even gone to one coaching session. Not one. Not one coaching session have I gone to. I didn't want to go to a coaching session. I wanted to go to the events. That's what's changed my life. And so I calibrate to that energy and I put on that mindset and his perspective by getting closer to him. Because I know that the people that I'm around, they are not smarter than me. They are thinking differently. They're seeing the world differently. So I want you to get close to your mentor. Especially, oh my gosh, especially if you have a private mentor or you're in a mastermind or you're in the headquarters or you're in the mastermind or you're a private client of mine. Like, get close because it's fun over here. Get close because you're going to start seeing the world differently. Get close because you're going to find that making money is a lot easier than you think it is. Yes, easier than you think it is. But you have on the eyes of someone who thinks it's hard, of someone who thinks it has to come from working hard, of someone you think it has to come from pushing. But I don't see it that way. And so I want you to also, at the same time, look at the people in your life who aren't expanding you. If when you have conversations with people, they don't expand you, they make you contract. If you're the biggest fish in that relationship, if you're always feeling like you're pouring into that relationship and you're not getting anything back, like you're doing all of the work in that relationship, I would be reevaluating that relationship immediately. And this is not an easy thing. This is not an easy thing because there are people that I love and wish the best for. And at the same time, I've had to set boundaries with people that I love and deeply want them to thrive, but I have to set boundaries because I know that if I know who I surround myself with, and I don't want to be spending my time constantly worrying about someone and what they're doing, and I want to be expanded by people. I want the people around me to make me go, oh my gosh, I feel so small. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I could dream so much bigger. And there are people in your life right now. There are people in your life right now that are there, but they're not expanding you. But you're afraid of letting them go. Or get this one. This is a really big one. You feel good about yourself by being around them. Because to you, they're a small fish. But you're the big fish in the small pond. And if you're the smartest one in the group, I would encourage you to go talk to somebody more regularly that expands you. Talk to someone that makes you go, wow, I could play so much bigger. That's how you're going to grow. And you hack the system by continually to make sure that the people that you're surrounding yourself with are expanding you, not making you contract. It's the easiest way to hack the system. So I want you to think about the people in your life, the people that you constantly are in conversation with on a weekly basis. What relationships do you need to set boundaries on? Who do you need to let go of? sometimes it's not letting go of a relationship, but sometimes it's just setting a boundary, saying, I can't talk as much. I can't be there in this chat all of the time. No, I don't want to do that collaboration. Thank you. I love you, but no, thank you. That will make a huge difference in your life and you'll grow. So I want you to genuinely think about this, reflect on this. Freedom Queen, I'll see you in the next one.